I just packed all my stuff for the weekend. I thrifted this yesterday. This little cat bag, and all of my toiletries are in here. This is what it looks like when you open it, and there's so much space. Like, I genuinely could shove so much in here. I also brought a bunch of stuff because we are getting our phones taken away, which I'm so excited about. Honestly, I don't think I've ever gone that long without having my phone on me. Like, I've gone pretty long without checking my phone pretty often, but never like taking it away. So I literally brought a bunch of stuff. I brought my art journal. I brought this mindful journal, a word search, which is so fun. I love word searches. Just a regular journal to write in, and my Kindle. Literally go nowhere without it. Room tour. We got a bed. Nice. And communal bathrooms.
Somewhere, baby, it's part of me, part of me. It ain't ways to hollow. You fucked it, friend, it's on its head, it struck the street. You're in Milwaukee off your feet.
So, how did you feel about this morning?
I really liked it. I feel like I'm a very talkative person, so I always talk, and also just I feel like
We broke the rule like 50 times.
Yeah, we broke the rule 50 times. Shh. It's true that there's like a pressure to talk, and when I'm at a table, I feel like there's a need for me to be entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
When you're with a group of people and they're all funny and they're all entertaining, I feel like there's a need for you to be entertaining as well.
Yeah.
And I'm a very slow eater just in the first place. So I feel like you're talking and you're entertaining and your brain is working and it's like entertain first, eat second.
Mm-hmm.
But like in this case, I felt like eating first and I was like,
Yeah.
everything was so good and I was like the entire time.
That's so good.
Yeah, that's my fault. But
I like watching other people being silent.
Me
I thought
too.
that was interesting, wasn't it? Like what other people are doing.
I really like talking with people, but sometimes I just like feel like I need to talk, but I don't really want to. I just want to like be by myself. Like he said, like sometimes you feel like you have to speak because if not, people are gonna ask you like, "What's wrong?" It's like Absolutely. nothing's wrong. Like I just don't feel like speaking. Absolutely.
so I really loved it and it was very like
Awesome.
no thoughts in my head. It was great.
I felt incredible, but at the same time I felt like I was gonna die. So like, it was a well-rounded experience. Honestly, I liked it. Now I might go to hot water.
Nice.
Thumbs up experience.
Thank you.
Straight above the highway.
You want to eat it?
Stick with us. But I could sit for miles, miles, miles.
Smells so earthy.
I'm having such a nice time. Tomorrow's our last day. I'm kind of sad. Like, I like not having my phone. I'm learning so much about my relationship to people, which is really interesting because I don't know anybody here. I like made friends. I'm gonna go change now. We're gonna do yin yoga, which is the best part of the day.
Don't hurry, speed. Once a time, put a time.
I can't whistle, Hi, I'm back home now, and I wanted to talk about my experience. I'm exhausted right now. I spent 2 days out in the real world since I've been back, and it's been exhausting. I'm gonna share my experience, a little bit about it, because there was a lot going on this weekend. But first of all, I just want to express my appreciation and my gratitude for even having a class like this. So basically, we had our phones taken away, and I was most excited for that. I don't like the relationship I have with my phone because I don't like being on it. I just don't like it. I don't like my phone. I realized that my relationship with it was worse than I thought it was. I thought I was really good with set a boundary with my phone, but turns out I wasn't. Another thing I realized is I always have music on. It felt good to not have music on because we had so much time to sit with our thoughts and sit with our feelings, and we were encouraged to do so. Like, our teacher literally gave us a sheet of like how to process your emotions. Being in an environment, like a new environment with a bunch of people that you don't know without your phones, was such a cool experience because I've never done anything like that before, and just the shift in the dynamic from the first day to the second was drastically different. It was so interesting to see and to witness and to experience, and just to see how close people got and how easily receptive they were to hearing vulnerable stories or just like being vulnerable with each other. Yeah, so I really recommend to you, if you listen to a lot of music, to take at least a day without doing that and see what comes up for you and see what your relationship to it is, because we don't often think that that is negative, but it can be. And it doesn't mean to not listen to music at all ever again, but just to find a healthy balance between when you should be listening to it and when you shouldn't, like when it's a distraction and when it will actually help you be present more, because sometimes music really can enhance the experience, but a lot of the time it's just distracting you from connecting with yourself. So yeah, that was my favorite part, not having my phone. And a lot of us didn't want our phones back, and when I got back, I definitely limited my screen time heavily and my music as well. There was some moments where I wasn't feeling good on the way to school and I had my music on, and then I would pause it for like a few minutes and like listen to myself. I feel like I do that, but only when I want to, like when I think it's like the right time, but there's no right time. I learned a lot about my relationship to people. There's just so much cool stuff that happened that wouldn't have happened if we had our phones. Like when I went to Thailand, I kept comparing it. I was like, in Thailand, it was longer. It was 2.5 weeks, and I was with a bunch of strangers, but we had our phones, so we had some comfort from the outside world. So it was harder to reach out to people in the group when, at least for me, when I needed something, when I needed help, or like just comfort, because I had someone back home who I can message. But in this case, all you had was yourself and the people around you. So it was really nice. Like the vulnerable conversations that we had and like just enlightening conversations was just really special, and those are my favorite moments in life. I love just talking with people and hearing their experiences and their life stories and just how they view the world. And it's really true. Like I really realized this weekend how much we were all different in our own way, but we were all the same at our core. Like we all want the same thing, which is to be loved and accepted. What makes us different is how we express that want, that need. You could really see that this weekend. And I don't know if it was just because I had nothing from the outside world and I was in nature and we were meditating and doing yoga all weekend, but I was really aware of that and how much everybody's connected. And I was like, this is a shared experience. Like living is like a shared experience, and we have this sense of individuality because we have social media and our phones and stuff. It really has disconnected us from each other, although we all want the same thing. And everyone was so like involved and engaged and it made it really special. Yeah, I had a really good time and I learned so much. And the next day we all saw each other again. We had one last class at school and it was just so different from the class we had before the weekend. And everyone was like hugging each other at the end and like people were tearing up. I literally cried. I mean, I cried everything, but like I was getting emotional because people were thanking our teacher one by one and it was just such a good energy. I also forgot to mention we did a closing circle at the end of the retreat, and some people said that they loved the fact that if they were bored they'd like go talk to someone or they'd put their snow pants on and go play in the snow. And they were like, oh, I haven't done that since I was a kid. So I thought that was really cute because a lot of us tapped into our inner child and just connected with each other on a different level. And it just made me really wish that phones never existed, although they really are a great tool to keep in touch with people. They've definitely ruined human dynamics. That's it. Bye bye.